Hey everybody, Mr. Regan here, and today we're going to be taking what we've learned about how genes are the instructions for making protein molecules and how protein molecules then determine the traits in an individual. And we're going to be looking at how do all of those things, the genes, the protein molecules, and the traits become more common in a population. And to do that, we're going to dive back into our simulator and look at creating some new generations of spiders to see how those traits work over time. So, in the next part of the video, we're going to be looking at understanding how do we create new generations of spiders in our sim, along with how do we record our observations in our reproduction data table. So make sure we complete the survey at the end of the video, and as always, reach out if we put our X in yellow or red. So in the next task, we're going to be recording a lot of information about the spiders and some offspring that they're going to be creating and what we see with their genes, their traits, and so on. So when we dive back into our simulator here, you'll notice that, again, we have our 6 unique spiders, and we can drag and drop our spiders, okay, to help them reproduce. Now, we still have our features up here at the very top, similar to bristles and such, and we can see their genes at the very top. But when we force our spiders to reproduce here, it'll take us to a page where we see those genes and those features that we're focusing on. In this case, it's bristles. And when we have them reproduce, their genes are going to split in half. And then those genes are then going to come together. Those chromosomes with those genes are going to come together. And each offspring is going to get half of their parents' genes and chromosomes. And from here, you'll notice that we've just created 4 new spiders, 4 new offsprings from our parents, Zora and Leo. Now, in each of these spiders, we can see a lot of different unique traits based on their genes and the protein molecules those genes make. And our job is going to be to figure out, well, how do those traits become more or less common over time? From here, we're going to dive into our reproduction data table, and we're going to record what happened when our spiders reproduced. So we're going to record the names of our parents. So for mine, it was Zora and Leo. The trait that we're focusing on. So in this case, we're focusing on bristles. You should choose a different trait. And last but not least, what were their genes? So I'll see that Leo here was R1, R2, and Zora here was R1, R1. From there, we're going to look at observing, recording the traits of our offspring for that same feature, the genes that they have, and which parent they're most similar to based on those traits and those genes, to begin looking at how do traits become more or less common over time. So that is how we create new generations of spiders and how we record your observations in the reproduction data table. If you have questions, reach out. Otherwise, good luck.